So real quick before this video starts, just pretend like you don't hate me for 3 seconds. Let's just be super off topic. They just announced Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Budokai 4. I am next level excited for that. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. I'm beyond here for it. They introduced this new targeting system and the newer Dragon Ball Z games, like the Xenoverse or whatever, and I wasn't really here for that. I kind of quietly transitioned from Budokai 3. I went from 3 to Ultimate Ninja and then Ultimate Ninja Storm, and I just kind of chilled with Naruto for a while. But if they're going back to the OG system with no targeting, the kid, you can find the kid on there, but that's not here there. Welcome back to Nets Republic. I'm your host, Sever the Bond. And I haven't done this in a very long time, but there are 2 catchphrases I have to throw out there. Number 1, oh my God, it's Russell Crowe. 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 That's number 1. Number 2, a dub is a dub, and we will absolutely take it. The second half of the game was one of the sloppiest, most disgusting show of any athletic prowess I've ever seen in my life. And again, I remind you, I have watched Jeff Hornacek coach. I've watched Derek Fisher coach. You feel me? I've watched Kurt Rambis coach. I watched David Fizdale coach. I have seen some terrible displays of basketball on the court. We all suffered through Steve Nash together. We done seen some nasty stuff on the court. That second half was the most disgusting product of basketball I think I've ever seen in my life. Couldn't no one hit a shot. Every shot that we got felt so lucky. It was just like last game where it's we escaped, but we didn't win. And if you're only going to go by the little ESPN, CNN ticker on the bottom of the screen, and you're just going by numbers and statistics, then you have no idea the context behind it. Yes, we blew them out, but it's the Hornets. And the Hornets without LaMelo Ball and Bridges. Not our Bridges, their Bridges. The one in jail. Is he in jail? I don't know. Who wins in the jail yard 1v1? Ja or their Bridges? That's what I want to know, but that's not here nor there. I take from this simply the standpoint that a dub is a dub. And it is as simple as that, and we'll take it. The team seems to be extremely focused on the idea of being competitive and making a push to quote unquote make noise in the in the postseason. It seems like just sliding gracefully. I'm getting my Jersey Drake, having a graceful exit or whatever that man said, just skirting away from the playoffs is not a part of the plans. They still want to be competitive for some reason. And I guess wins like this will do it, I suppose. The only thing that concerns me is the same thing that's been concerning me for the last couple of games, is the fact that Jacques Vaughn seems married to the idea of playing 6 to 7 people long amounts of time, and he's just doing a plug and play where it's not based on any real logic. It's just there are 7 to 6 slots, and it doesn't matter who those people are, but there's 7 to 6 slots, and y'all are the ones getting the minutes. Tonight, it was Joe Harris who lucked out and got the over the top regular minutes, if you will. Royce O'Neal didn't really get his stuff off towards the end of the game again. It was Joe Harris who got picked for that, which is, fine. Joey was hitting his shots, so that's great, I guess. It's just a little weird that we're doing plug and play and not actually using logic to try and win games here. Watanabe played, yes, he played, but he only played maybe 3 minutes, barely 3 minutes, and then was immediately subbed out with Claxton. It was very odd and very strange. We're still married to the idea that you can have Finney Smith in the starting lineup, but then he'll play borderline closing minutes at center until Claxton's done with his rest, and then he comes back. It's just very odd stuff, and I don't really see how that can last very long, but when they're winning again, I can't be too critical. This will probably be another video where I am being overly critical, but I don't see the long game. Like I don't exactly see what we're building towards. Something else that concerns me a little bit is Mikal Bridges goes off in the first quarter, right? 19 points on 9 shots, didn't miss at all, kept the good stuff going through about mid-second quarter, then Buddy just disappears. I mean, like, he hit a shot every now and again, like he ended up with like 33 or something like that, but it was like someone flipped a switch. And honestly, I believe that comes from the standpoint of they are role players. And everyone who we have in the starting lineup right now, with the exception of Claxton, is used to the idea of, okay, we get our stuff off, but then when things get rough and there's a dry patch and we can't really score, just kind of exist and be open for a kick-out 3 while the star goes to work. But this is the problem. We don't have any more stars. So it's like they're waiting on each other for someone to make the decision like, okay, I'll put it on my back. Let's see what happens. And it takes them so long to decide who the guy is. It's just rough to watch. 9 times out of 10, it ends up being Spencer Dinwiddie, and he just runs in the paint and gets fouled and then starts doing damage from the foul line or complaining if he doesn't get there. But it's like, again, I don't see how any of this is beneficial. I don't see how we're building to anything here. The star of the team, and I mean that by the role, not like popularity, but by the role, like the homie in charge, dude, that's the centerpiece of the offense, is Mikal Bridges. So if you're going off in the first half of the game and then things get a little weird towards the end of the game, why would you not assume the position again of being the go-to shot maker? I think it's like a mentality thing. I really think they've been like indoctrinated into being role players so much that it's like they can't break it. And it's like, Mikal, they're giving you the team, bro. Just take over. There's no reason why that man didn't drop 40 or 50 tonight. But due to a lack of aggression or whatever you want to call it, it capped out at like 33. Or however much he ended up with. He should have more, honestly. I mean, could no one guard him? It's just strange to see him trapped in the role player's mentality when they have literally handed the team to him on a silver platter and said, you're our guy. Now, again, I'm not here for that. I don't like it. I think it's nasty business, but that's the reality of the team. And I think someone needs to sit down with him and say, Brody, this is your team now. Take off. Go off. You feel me? Like, I think it's time to have that conversation with him. And yeah, the ball movement and stuff is nice, but when the whole team has the mentality of, we're just going to try to get open from 3 and hoist, that's not how basketball works. We can't all just be standing along the 3-point line waiting for someone to get doubled for a kick out. Like that's just not how that works. Mikal, you got to go off. You have to be a scoring threat. You have to demand the respect of the opposing defense so they collapse on you. Then you kick it out to the role players. Then you look for the backdoor cuts and searching for someone in the dunker spot or throwing up the lobs and all that stuff. That's just how the sport works. Or at least how it does in the NBA. Like, if we want to do the whole, like, oh, we're going to do like the Euro League, everyone touches the ball and we just play fundamental basketball. Like, that's just not how the NBA works. Maybe basketball in general is that, but that's not how the NBA works. And especially with the talent that we have on the team. If you're going to allow an opposing defense, regardless the talent of the team, to guard everyone 5-on-5 the whole night, I don't see that ending well for us. I believe the only reason why we had such a comfortable commanding lead is because Mikal was going off in the beginning and we were up like 30-20, right? 30 or 20, excuse me. And the Hornets are just so helpless offensively, they were not able to come back from that deficit. They tried. They tried. I'm also a little worried about the defense. Now, Claxton is playing his buns off, so shout out to him. He's playing incredible. I have no negative anything for Clax. Some of the blocks he had tonight was just wonderful. He's playing excellent. And there were a couple of times here and there where individuals on the Nets would like reach in and get a jump ball and stuff. And that was cute. That was fun. But for a team that verbally prides themselves on their ability to lock people up, and the reputation of the players we got back, with the exception of Spencer Dinwiddie, being defensive-minded goons, I failed to see it. I don't see where they're locking, like I don't see defensive masterclasses. I mean, a dub is a dub. I really think the team needs to find a direction or some type of identity quick. Because while it's cool that we're getting wins and we're maintaining our status outside of the play-in, that's great. But when we get to the playoffs, because that's clearly the plan is clearly we're still going to make the playoffs. You don't want to be in a 4-game series against a team that's got their stuff together and are just looking for an opportunity. We don't want that to happen. We got plenty of time. We got the rest of this month and the beginning of April to figure out an identity, figure out who we are, what we do, what the game plan is. And again, it doesn't matter if I like the game plan. It doesn't matter if you don't like the game plan. We just have to pick something. Like, is it give the keys to Mikal and everyone, get ready to support him? Are we like the D'Antoni Rockets where we're just hoisting up threes? Like, is that our thing? Are we the 3-point guys? Like, what is our identity exactly? They got time to figure it out, but I would like to see this resolved sometime soon. Because again, let's say we're in the 6th seed and we just kind of stay there, right? We never dip under, we never get any higher, we just remain in the 6th seed. I believe that means we play, let me look at the playoff format real quick just to get a refresher. It's been a while since I don't think I've ever covered a mid-tier team before. So I don't really know how that goes. Normally, it's like the team is either trash and barely makes the playoffs, or the team is really, really good, and it's like that, do we care about the number one? So being mid-tier is new for me. This is a new experience. Let's see. NBA, that is an M. NB, that is an M. N, there we go. BA, playoff bracket? Sure. Let's see. Okay, so if we are the 6th seed, that means we play the 3rd seed. Okay, so who is the 3rd seed? I got it pulled up right here. The 3rd seed currently is, let me update this. The 3rd seed would be the 76ers. Yeah, we don't want to go up against Philly not having an identity. I don't think that's going to be a recipe for success right there. Now, if it's like the Cavaliers or something like that, we can get away with that because they're young and they're, not quite ready yet. We could survive that. It wouldn't be easy, but I can see us getting past that. But like, if it's like the Celtics or like the Bucks or the Sixers or something like that, we should probably get our stuff together, because we don't want that type of attention. We don't want that type of smoke, if you will. Something I will say that I am secretly afraid of, and I know it's like blasphemy to say something like this on camera, but I'm a realist. I'm a realist. I want to keep it all the way a beam. I hope that us and the Knicks are like this the entire rest of the season, because it would be absolute cancer if we were to go against them in a playoff series. I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in the world where we win. I don't want to live in the world where we lose. I don't want to be a part of that. Whether it's competitive, whether it's blowouts, whether it's a sweep, I don't think anyone wins in that equation. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not mentally prepared for that type of negativity for like a week-long stretch. I don't want to be a part of that. I'd say the only way that we get out of that and like we don't lose like multiple years of our lives on the tail end of our life cycle, if you will, is if we swept them. Because outside of that, they win one game. I don't even want to be near that. So I'm just hoping that the two of us like stay in this little mid-tier thing, or they drop down or something like that. I just don't want to see them. I don't want to do that. If we still had like Kyrie and them, sure, who cares? Speed bump. But right now, I don't want that type of attention. I don't want that. I don't want to smoke. I don't want to smoke. I'm good on that. I don't want any of that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Maybe y'all can't bring yourselves to say that, but I can like foresee the type of toxic energy that would come from a series against them. I don't want that right now. Maybe in another year or so, sure. Not right now. I'm good on that. But we should be okay. This was a game where it was like obvious we were going to win. So I'm glad that we're back to winning the games we should be winning. I'm here for that. Our next game is against the Rockets on Tuesday. Again, that is another game that it shouldn't even be a struggle at all. We should blow them out. Then it's Milwaukee. I'm not really counting Milwaukee and whatever they're going to do. My eyes are focused on the game after that. That is going to be the game against the Timberwolves. That is where I'm going to judge where we are and how it is that we're going about things. But that's not here nor there. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's game. Again, if you only watched the beginning of it, you're probably looking at this video like, where's the Mikal praise? But if you watched the whole game, I can't. Jesus, I think I'm dying. Let me end this video. I think I'm actually dying, but that's not here nor there. If you watch the full game, you understand why I cannot give that man any praise. It's just not there for me yet. And that's something else I want to point out. I am a realist to the absolute core. Unless I have some type of previous intel or homies just doing something incredible, I'm not like the jump on player bandwagon guy. That's not me. It's not my existence, right? Like with Harden, like I already kind of liked Harden a little bit, but I was like, it was very critical the first couple games. But then like he like really showed out, and then he like played on one leg in the playoffs. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. So it's like I grew into that. I liked Kyrie in the past. Then I saw firsthand what he does to organizations, and I was like, okay, I don't like that guy. And I never liked KD. So like I try to wait until something is proven for me to like salute my fandom to something. Like I grew into Karis. The Karis LeVert offensive land joint, that's not a compliment. Like I grew into liking Karis LeVert. I'll take it to WNBA. I hated Kennedy Carter at first, but then I was like, oh, she's a generational talent. I'm here for it, right? With Mikal, give me a second, right? Let's see him do something worth cheering and being here for before we just jump out the window and say we love him because we're supposed to. Let's wait till he proves it. At least that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for like that signature performance. I'm waiting for that signature moment. What we do in the playoffs is really going to solidify my feelings towards these new pickups 1000%. But I'm going to wait until then because he's obviously not going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm going to wait a little bit and see who Buddy is. But that's not here there. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below. I'm Sever the Bond. You're on Nets Republic. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that shenanigans. And I'll see y'all on Tuesday. It's going to be a late video, super late video, but it will be posted at some point. So I'll see you then. Yeah.